kidogo kidogo journalists wanatumiwa vibaya. Si tuliona wakizima kamera, you wonder why a whole professor of law will say zima kamera, kwani anaoga.
Tuzime hiyo kamera sasa. Saa imekwisha. Zimeni. Toa hiyo kamera wewe. Nisome ile salamu nimetumwa naye. Alafu wale wengine watasidikisha. Si namna hiyo?
Nje. Aya tu, let me finish. Every time the doctors wanatumiwa vibaya. The other day the clergy inatumiwa vibaya. Kwani kila mtu anatumiwa vibaya. So in my own opinion, I feel it was really unfair to go to that extent where you're even bringing friendly policemen to come and deal with school children. For me, well, we have other issues in Baringo. Every time we have security issues, kids are doing boarding, not by kupenda, it's just because we don't have security. So they're in boarding school, in day school, because of lack of security. The other contingent, iko Haiti. I don't want to go there. But I feel we are majoring in minor issues. Like, for example, as he said about the Grammys, why do we need the Grammys? First of all, the arts we have, we live from mouth, is it hand to mouth? Hand to mouth. Yeah, from one gig to the other. Before we go to the Grammys, yes. We live from, so we are majoring in minor, those are minor issues. Can we focus on the issues at hand? When we're talking about TSC compliance, is it CBC compliance? Some schools don't even have desks. And we are talking about we need teachers who are TSC.
We don't even have
and the
classes
TSC,
in some places.
Yeah, and the TSC.
You saw those stories in Baringo, eh? Yeah. You saw the guy taking us through Baringo. No, Dennis, let me ask you this question before.
What we are having is a government of major minor.
Of major?
Minor. We are majoring in minor issues. What we are discussing, we wouldn't be discussing. We are not supposed to be discussing what we are discussing now because that's a minor issue. We've always done that. We had Shackles of Doom, same culprit.
Yeah. And the same play right here.
Same culprit, yeah. Yeah. So we had that and we always had that because, again, art is the mirror of the society, kioo cha jamii. So whatever we are talking about, it's something that we have. I'll take you back to Kifo Kisimani, where we are talking about Mtemi Bokono. Tunaweza sema in this case Bonoko. Mtemi Bonoko ana expect kuimbiwa nyimbo za sifa. There is a Batu who is the advisor to the Mtemi. Mtemi is the sultan in this case. Batu tells him watu wako na wewe. Then they go to the meeting, they realize people are not coming. They were told to wait in Mingamiwili so that they come as a group. Why are not people coming? They are saying hatukubalishi kunywa maji kwa kisima. Is it something that we can attest to now? In the same book, there is somewhere Askari 1 and 2. One Askari is for the people, the other is not for the people. The Askari 2 who is not for the people, ask who are those coming? Askari 1 says, ni bibi yako anakuja kuimbia nyimbo za mapenzi. So this is what they are learning in school. So first of all, this is not politics. It's what they are learning in class. Kitabu cha tamthilia. That's what they are doing. And it's examinable by the Kenya National Examination Council. Now, that is what they are learning. Outside, as he said, there are kids who went, maybe in some time, they were tear gas somewhere in Langata. They were told, now, we are going to give you laptops. They never saw them. Now they're in high school. They are 3 years away, because at most, I think they are 15, 16, 17. So in 3 years' time, the time now we are saying 2027, Kumi Bila break, is when these kids are ready to vote. So they might know a thing or two. And we are seeing, now I have a problem with what we are saying about TSC compliant teachers. Now tell me, do we also get watchmen who are TSC compliant? We have the non-teaching staff in school, and there is a reason why we have TSC. The other day, they were short in numbers of teachers. So if they are short in numbers of teachers, when it comes to drama and other co-curricular activity, we're talking about football, don't you think it's also fair these guys take what they are doing? Because now what we are doing is we are realizing just now that we have pedophiles in those teachers, which is wrong. And as we are going through that route, what happens to the young arts, the young sportsmen and women who this country, every time they are running, we are behind them, and it starts at the secondary school, so to speak. So my problem is first with the verification of the drama teachers as a group. 2, I fear for these people, whoever it is, because we are saying watoto wanatumiwa vibaya. Then basi huyu mtu akona nguvu because watoto wanatumiwa vibaya.
You know, You know, crazy, you know. You don't speak very much, but your videos speak volumes.
Yeah, you know.
What are you trying to say there? What are you trying to say?
I think you can already see what I was trying to communicate, because one thing I've learned about the government and particularly life is a man is what he does, not what he says. And in communication, when you keenly study how the government communicates, and there are some 3 pillars of communication, ethos, pathos, and logos, you notice that ethos, pathos, and logos.
Aye.
You notice that the government is very good at logos, communicating in a place where they evoke the emotion, the emotional appeal. So I always say that, I always believe that before somebody speaks, let us check the credibility, the ethos part. Why are you, because they might say A, but do B.
Yeah.
So it's advisable for the people to actually be attentive to what the government is doing, not what the government is saying. Yeah.
How long does it take you to do a skit normally?
It depends, sometimes 6 hours, 5 hours, but the production process is, it begins from the conceptualization of the idea, the writing itself, the casting, the directing, everything is just like a whole film format. So it might take maybe the shooting itself 6 hours, but the development of the idea might take some days.
Na kina Deno wamekuthreaten, wamekupigia simu?
Bado.
Embarrassing.
Absolutely not. I mean, there's no play that is blocked from coming to State House. Let me say this because you've fairly asked me about my view on Butere Girls and the issues that have been discussed about it. Let me say I belong to the group of people who say, and I've heard throughout this bench as I spoke, who say that it was absolutely unnecessary to stop the play from being performed. Absolutely.
Are you agreeing?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the assumption that if you work for government, you hold a certain position.
Yeah.
In fact, KJ knows we share some platforms where I was very clear on those platforms that I am a playwright in this festival. I have a play and a verse that I've performed in the Nationals this year. I must point out, this is a playbook of the drama festivals, because you also have to appreciate that this happens within a certain framework and rules. So this is the Ministry of Education Rules and Regulation 2025. And on page 31, it says, trainers of Kenya National Drama Festival items shall be teachers and tutors registered by the TSC or lecturers employed by a registered post-secondary education. I am not a teacher. I'm not registered to be a teacher, just like Malala. We perform in these plays out of passion, albeit illegally, as per the rules of the festival. This goes on, and I don't want to spend too much time. I'll leave this to you be able to do a story. And I've marked a few things you can look at. Or whoever who made the decision made it as per the rules of the festival. Remember, this festival is fully funded by the government of Kenya. The accommodation, transport, quote-unquote fee for performance, the adjudicators who judge, the teachers, the backdrops, everything about this festival is judged by the government. So to be fair, government has a point to make rules. Citizen sponsors roadshows across Kenya, Jeff. I'm sure Citizen will not allow someone to hold the microphone and say Citizen TV is the worst TV in Kenya. Because Citizen owns the roadshow. Even if there's freedom of expression on the roadshows, Citizen, by virtue of doing their roadshow, own whatever happens within that roadshow. That's number one. Number two, the issue of Butere Girls changed from a play to a discipline issue. Immediately, the curtains were open, and the girls took a microphone and said, we are not going to perform without our director. It changed from a play to a school discipline issue.